What's up guys, welcome to the garage. In this video we're going to be looking at the EK again, getting back into it, getting some more work done, finishing her off. She's almost ready for first start, so let's get at it.
Perfect.
So she is looking good, as it always did. Now we've got some wiring to do. You can see our loom and everything is kind of just laid over the engine and everything at the moment. It's very simple. That's pretty much how it's going to run. Very, very simple indeed. So we need to convert this to coil on plug as well. That's something that we'll do. Need to extend a few wires. You can see our power cables need some extension there, just an extra couple of centimeters. Charge wire and starting wire here. It looks like it's all good. We're going to get our intake manifold back on, convert the dizzy to the coil on plug, all that kind of stuff. Chuck our speed sensor in. There's a whole host of really small things to do on this car. But first things first, let's get some power to it. So I'm going to chuck this battery back on charge. And let's start getting some power running through the car again so we can have the ignition. We've got the ECU to install, the wiring on the engine to sort out. And we want to get it to the point of first start, so let's get going. Now initially I was just going to cut and crimp these together, so chop it up, but that's two crimps in a pretty high current line, so I want to avoid that. I do have these spare charging cables here, so I think what I'll do is I'm just going to make a new cable from the battery. So from just this post here, bring it all the way over nice and straight and just chuck it into that terminal there. So before it was this, and then you can see I've cut it because I wanted to extend it because she was a bit tight. I don't want it rubbing on this little post here. This is going to billet battery tie down. There will be a threaded rod that runs through. I didn't want it to kind of rub on there. So I chopped it thinking maybe I'll solder it, maybe I'll cut it back and just open barrel splice crimp it, but yeah, not really too comfortable with that, with the high current line. Like, I'm pretty sure you can get away with it, would be fine, but I'm going to try and negate that issue altogether. Future proofing, you know, kind of the crimping and everything like that. So we're just going to cut all that back. We're going to run a new single piece all the way to here. And that should still give us enough. I think I should be able to use this actually. Use the other end, I should say, to run from the battery terminal up to this second post here. So that'll complete our charging circuit. We'll chuck this bad boy on charge and that gives us our power back to the vehicle. This is the primary source of power too. So crimps, cutting, basically the only thing you want to add in line with this kind of cable is maybe an inline fuse, a big inline fuse. Other than that, you kind of want it to be a simple single piece just for reliability's sake. Solder and all that kind of stuff long term probably won't hold up so well. No, it will not hold up, most likely. So let's get that. I'm going to cut that up. We'll get that back together, battery charger on, and then see what sort of power we got to the vehicle. That's our loom mocked up. So we've got our extra terminal way to crimp one on there. Obviously this is a kind of just a crush space thing. Battery terminal? Nah, it's been a long day. Yeah, anyway, this just crushes down, that holds that in there. So once it's all ready to go, we will just use this heat shrink that'll hold it together. Before we tape it, then we'll tape it, we'll chuck some zip ties on it, and that'll keep that nice and firm. Obviously these need tightening. We've got an earth here, we've got this rye wire earth, this big boy straight to the motor. We've got another one that runs down up to this guy here. I might actually try and run one more from this guy here to the chassis, probably just straight from here straight down to this earth point here. See, there's another one to our rock cover here. Probably a little bit overkill for the motor, but I'd rather have more than less. We actually have another earth strap here for the motor as well. There is usually one from the front to the chassis, but that is what this one here is going to be for now. On top of this, we'll set a AC bracket, I believe, that runs the hard line up and over there. So that's all our earth points pretty well checked off. all our charge lines done. This one here is a pretty major one. This is actually the earth point for your injectors and stuff, ECU and everything. Without this, nothing works, nothing. Well, it does, but the engine won't start. You won't get anything for your ECU or anything like that. So anyway, let's clean all this up. We'll mask this up, or not mask it. We'll test the tape, all of this, finish the heat shrink and zip tie everything, make sure she's all good to go. Battery on charge. Alrighty, we got her on charge. Battery actually held up really good. She sat for quite some time. No charge, no use or anything like that. She still had a little bit of juice. Alright, so we got all of our wires done. You can see our charge loom is pretty much all sorted. Looks good, single piece, not gonna have any issues. She's nice and tight. You can see she holds form nicely like that. I gotta get some C-clamps and just kind of tidy it up with that stuff. We need to get some threaded rod for these guys here for the skunk to battery tie down. Let's go check it out. I have one light bulb in from the Illumo pack, so we have all LEDs for this car. These things are beautiful. Good way to shave like 10 years off any car is just some LEDs, like straight up. I'll show you. So, oh yeah, nice. We have our interior light. That's going to an LED as well, which will be good. We have ignition, no fires, no smells, no pop fuses. We have starter motor, which is good. Interior lights, dash lights are working. All of those work over there, so that's our EK conversion. So, EK9 conversion, I should say. All of those work. Oh, yep, beautiful. So I don't think there are actually indicators in the sides or the front, but we'll leave it at that for now. No, there's no bulbs in there. Oh, how good. That is one bright light. So, single bulb, doing its job. We'll show you that later. We'll do a little review on them maybe. She is looking beautiful, but you can see how much younger the car looks like. If you had just the iridescent in there, it'd be like a dim yellow, whereas this is a nice, bright, clean white. I think these are 6,000K. So, thank you Illumo for these. So this is the Cosmic range. Ugh. Oh, put my finger on it. Don't want to drop it out of the box. So these are H4, 23 watts, 2000 lumens. Beautiful. And I believe all of these are CAN bus safe as well. Oh, these are just reverse bulbs. You don't need those to be CAN bus for this particular car, but like the Lexus and stuff, my old Mercedes, BMW, they all needed to be CAN bus because it was like show up on the dash and just have a shit fit being like, your car's going to explode. You need to change the light bulb. But we're looking good. I'm going to check for there's no like excessive heat. There's no popped fuses, no funky electronic smells. Everything is good to go with our electronics. So that will call it for this video. Pretty quick, short, sweet, easy one. We got the battery all hooked up. We got power to the car and everything now. So next up, ideally what I want to be doing is finishing the fuel setup. So we got the fresh tank, fresh fuel pump. Tanks are all washed out. All our lines, hard lines are all OEM. They all run up to here. So I need to cut those back. So we have a little bit of a setup going on. We got fuel pressure regulator, AN6 lines. We have our Dishworks fuel filter, this jolly here. We need to mount that. Fuel lines, we need to mount the manifold back in there too. Heck knows where I put that. Oh, yep. So we got that up there. We got our bigger injectors, AEM fuel rail, sorry. Need to go to all AN6 lines. And the reason I need to do that is because I want to install the ECU, and once I install the ECU, once I power the car on, it's going to try and push fuel through, and we don't just want that spraying everywhere all over the engine bay. At least I can check that the fuel pump is working and we are building adequate pressure for first start once I do that. So that's going to be the next video. We're going to get all of that installed or set up. Need to run to the hardware store, AN store, and grab some extra fittings, 90 degrees, straights, some AN6 bits and pieces just to finish that up. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.